Good morning, this is Joe with the AA Word of the Day for August 20th, 2024, and the word is toward emotional freedom. And the quote is from 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 80. It says, defective relations with other human beings have always been the immediate cause of our woes, including our alcoholism. No field of investigation could yield more satisfying and valuable rewards than this one. And this is the commentary from the Daily Reflections. Willingness is a peculiar thing for me in that over a period of time, it seems to come first with awareness, but then with a feeling of discomfort making me want to take some action. As I reflected on taking the 8th step, my willingness to make amends to others came as a desire for forgiveness of others and myself. I felt forgiveness towards those after I became aware of my part in the difficulties of the relationships. I wanted to feel peace and serenity described in the promises. From working the first 7 steps, I became aware of whom I had harmed, and I had been my own worst enemy. In order to restore my relationships with my fellow human beings, I knew that I would have to change. I wanted to live in harmony with myself and others so that I could also live in emotional freedom. The beginning of the end to my isolation from my fellows came when I wrote my 8-step list. Well, all of these steps involving the 8th step are filled with, good insights. And in the 12 steps and 12 traditions, they refer to our defective relations with others as the cause of our woe and the cause of our alcoholism. Because basically, alcoholism is a spiritual disease. It is a physical disease, but mostly spiritual. And willingness, this is a key point. And the author in the Daily Reflections, he said, it came with awareness that first, that you should make amends, then a willingness to make the amends, and awareness that amends have to be making not so much for the good of the person you hurt, but for your own spiritual growth. And then with the feeling of discomfort, not like a sick discomfort, physical discomfort, but you want to get it done. You want to drop this load that's on your back and relate well to your fellow human beings. You feel forgiveness towards others, but the primary purpose of this step is to make amends for what we've done. We can forgive others, but the reconciliation is for us. We don't only make amends, but we vow to change our life. That's the important part. If it were just forgiveness, that would end the story right there. Okay, yeah, he forgave me. I'll just carry on my ways. I'll try to avoid him so it doesn't happen again. It's a reconciliation. All these steps are all tied together in a masterful way. And it says we became aware of whom we had harmed. And making the list is important. Because as I mentioned earlier, we can have a thought, well, I don't think I did anything that bad to him, so you drop another name off the list. I only did it once to him, so I only did it once to her. And pretty soon you get a list that doesn't contain anything, because in our minds, when we're sick, we can justify almost anything. So there are some things we cannot change in this world, and almost every group I go to begins with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. And what are the things we cannot change? Persons, places, or things. And what are the things that we can change? Ourselves. And that's always important to remember. If you're driving down the road and there's a steel obelisk in the road, and it's like 100 feet high and 20 feet thick, I don't think you'd really be contemplating that your hitting it is going to change it much. It'll change you and your car forever. So we concentrate on what we can change, which is ourselves, always ourselves, and perhaps by changing ourselves, person, places, and things will change. But the emphasis is going to be on us first, and not outward things. Always inward in ourselves. So that's the word for today. Have a good day. God bless. Stay safe, and see you tomorrow.